How do you overcome negativity when you're surrounded by it? That's today's question. Hi, it's Dr. Mary, and I'm so glad you're here. You know, we are 2 weeks in almost to our month of positivity September sticky note challenge, where we're really focusing on self-love and body love. And I've been getting a lot of questions from viewers who are dealing with one of two things. Negativity from themselves, so they're inner mean girls in overdrive, or negativity from other people, and they feel like they're constantly being criticized or blamed or shamed for doing the transformational work that they're doing right now. So how do you deal with either of these situations? So I want to walk you through some of the most common types of negative thinking, either by self or others, that I have encountered personally or I see my clients struggle with. And let's talk about how to deal with each kind briefly. So number one is one of the more common kinds of negative thinking I see with women who are just starting this path and really trying to transform their lives. And that is always never thinking. So the idea of, usually it's connected to self-criticism. I'm always going to be this way. I'm never going to find my way out. So if it's about body, it might be, I'm always going to be fat. I'm never going to lose any weight. Or if it's about a relationship, I'm always going to struggle with him. He's never going to understand me. So we've talked about the law of attraction before and how I feel like you really do get back what you put out there. So when you're couching things in absolutes of always or never, you're doing two things. Number one, you're putting it out there that that's what you want to get back, consciously or not. And number two, you're not allowing for change to occur. So there are several words that when I work privately with clients, I like to say, let's take these out of your personal lexicon or personal dictionary for a while. Words like always, never, should. These words tend to come with expectations that usually don't go favorably for my client. So I try to say, let's get rid of always thinking or never thinking or I should be doing this. Let's get rid of those and let's focus on the present. Let's focus on the current situation, which gets to number two. A lot of times my clients have experience a phenomenon I like to call the fortune telling or mind reading phenomenon. And that is they feel like because something has gone wrong in the past or someone has reacted a certain way in the past, that it's going to happen again in the future. So ladies, I get it. I've been there. If your experiences with this particular person in your life are continue to be negative, I'm not going to use the word always, I caught myself there, continue to be negative, and you've rarely had a good experience with that person, the first thing I invite you to do is to examine how you're behaving in that situation. It takes two to tango. Other people do feed off of one another. And so if you're putting out an energy of, oh, I just know this is going to go horribly. Again, law of attraction. We get back what we put out. So I would ask you to do some deep soul searching and try to figure out how can I approach this person or this situation differently. Think outside the box. As humans, we tend to have expectations for how things are going to go. If we don't want our expectations to happen, especially our negative expectations, something's got to give. The only thing you can control in a situation with two people is the you part of that equation. So if you change your thinking, if you change your attitude, if you change your behavior, if you just put out there, universe, I don't know what to do, but I am willing to make a change. Please show me the way. And allow yourself to be open to receive a different way of being or doing or thinking or behaving in a situation so you can get a different outcome, I invite you to do that. There is no fortune telling. You don't know what somebody else is thinking. Even if you know them really well, things change. People can change, and it starts here. If you want a different result, you have to put something different out there to start. So change your thinking, your actions, your behavior patterns, and go out with no expectations. Only be open for a better outcome and just see what happens. It's an experiment. There's no right or wrong here. All you can do is change how you're acting and you're reacting. Try something new and see what happens. But get rid of the always, the nevers, the shoulds, the mind reading, the fortune telling. You don't know how something's going to go. So try something new and see what happens. Number 3, focusing on the negative. Like attracts like. It's the glass half empty, glass half full phenomenon. If you're focusing on what you don't have, on what you're lacking, you're going to attract more lack, more negativity, more empty. So focus on what you do have. Be grateful for what you do have, rather than focusing on what you don't have. I get this all the time when I'm working with clients who are in between relationships and they're looking for their soulmate, the right person to come along. And they keep focusing on Mr. Wrong, all the bad things that man did to them, or all of the things that have gone wrong in the past. And I have to keep telling them, I get that it's important to process. I'm all about processing, I'm all about healing. But I'm also about letting go and being open for something better to come along. If you're expecting this man or this situation or this person to be just like the last one, guess what? That's exactly what you're going to get. So try changing the lens you're looking at things through. Instead of the glass half empty lens, use the glass half full lens. Now, I'm not saying you should allow people to treat you poorly, or that you should put up or settle with things that are just not acceptable to you. What I am saying is that when things are going well for you, be really grateful for that. Find something to be grateful for every day. We've talked about the importance of gratitude before. Focus on what's going well in your life. If it's your career, great. Focus on how wonderful your career is and how abundant your life is in that area. And watch how you start to attract energy, that same high vibrational energy, in other areas of your life. Okay. Next up, the blame game. So oftentimes, and I've been guilty of this one myself, we all have, oftentimes when we're coming out of a negative situation with someone, we want to blame. It's their fault. But by doing that, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago with step 5 of my Awaken Your Inner Goddess process, by doing that, you're giving somebody else your power. And you're playing the victim card. That is not the way to awaken your inner goddess. That is not the way to attract to you what you want. That is not the way to live with a lens of positive thinking, or to counteract the negativity for that matter. Take your power back. No blame, no shame. Again, with any negative interaction, I want you to, with the eye of an experimenter, third party, get some help with this if you're doing a lot of inner mean girl stuff here, or a lot of blame, either of yourself or another person. Get another person's, get a friend, get your best friend, get your aunt, get somebody you trust. Tell your side of the story and ask them to help you see the other person's side of the story. Okay? Take responsibility for your actions. Take your power back. And try to figure out, not with blame or shame, but how your actions, your attitudes, your behavior might have contributed to that situation and what you can do differently next time to avoid repeating that same pattern. This used to be me, and I have a lot of clients that are still in this place, and it's the what will people think place. I can't do that because what will people think? I can't walk in my power. I can't speak my truth. What will people think? They're going to think what they think. You can't control that. As I shared with you a couple of weeks ago, one of my early spiritual teachers, about a decade ago, shared a piece of advice with me that I share with you and I share with my clients all the time. What other people think about you is not of your concern. I get that it's difficult to let that go. But the reality is, if you're good with you, if you trust you, if you love you, and you're happy with you, what they think about you really doesn't matter. You can't make everybody happy. You just can't. It's not possible. I'm a recovering people pleaser, and please take it from me. You can't make everybody happy. What you can do is act from your highest self and do what's best for you in any given situation. Not acting from a place of selfishness. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about acting from a place of love. Love for yourself, love for the other party, and doing what's best for you and what feels good in your heart. So how do you counteract negativity and negative thinking? Kind of depends on where it's coming from. If it's self-directed and it's coming from you, it's really time for you to examine, okay, where's this coming from? Is this even my voice? Or is this coming from an old behavior pattern or my 5th grade teacher or some belief that I've had forever that was never true, but I just blindly bought into it? If it's coming from other people, it's time to do one of two things. First, experiment. Change the way you're acting, reacting in any given situation to see if they will change. If that's not happening, it might be time to temporarily or permanently distance yourself from that negativity while you are going through this healing, awakening process. Not everybody's going to get what you're doing, and that's okay. Tony Robbins talks about something called your 7th power. He says that as we move on our own journey, we all need a team of cheerleaders. We all need a team of people who are going through what we're going through and who get it. Your friends and family may not be in your 7th power. So it's up to you to find that tribe of like-minded people who get what you're going through and will help you remember to be your best cheerleader and your own best friend instead of your own worst enemy. And will be there to be a shoulder to cry on, to give you advice, to give you a swift kick in the butt when you need it. Find your tribe. Find those people. Surround yourself with positive people. That goes back to what we were talking about last week. Find your positive. Find your go-to people that you can get love and support from. As you surround yourself with more positivity, over time you'll begin to notice one of two things. The negative Nellies in your life start to drop off, or they start to change, to be more in alignment vibrationally speaking with where you are. But it takes time. So I encourage you to find your tribe. Find your 7th power. I'm happy for you to join my tribe, drmarypritchard.com. Take part in the Sticky Note Challenge with us. Tell us how it's going. If there's another group of people that are calling to you, follow your heart, follow your bliss. But find your tribe. That's the best way to combat negative thinking, either if it's outward, coming toward you from other people, or inward. Get the people around you that get what you're going through and will support you and hold you up when you're having a bad day. It's Dr. Mary. I hope that helped answer the different questions I have been getting surrounding this topic of negativity. Be back next week to tell you about another opportunity I've got coming your way to really help you even dive deeper into self-love and body love. So stay tuned for that. Keep the questions coming in. Dr. Mary at drmarypritchard.com, and I will see you next week.